Hello everyone, it's Raymond Martinez. I help people worry less and live more. And today we're going to talk about how you can protect yourself against scams. So hopefully you haven't been involved in any type of scam, uh, or maybe hopefully you don't know anybody who has been involved in a scam. But today I'm going to share with you some tips that I came across and some tips to protect yourself from phone scammers. Okay. Uh, across the country, phone scammers continue to steal millions of dollars from individual taxpayers. Typically, the thieves pose as IRS officials who harass their victims into making payments and divulging personal information that can then later be used for identity theft. And so, you can see it a lot, not just throughout the year, but, they can pick up, like at the end of the year, at the beginning of the year, when everybody's getting ready for tax returns and, so forth. Uh, a lot of times they can, use that uh, as an advantage for them, and be able to say, hey, you know, uh, there's a problem, and so they can sometimes get you. Um, but as far as taxpayers, identity theft involving, tax returns and so forth, uh, folks, this situation is so serious that the IRS has even developed a dedicated website for reporting such calls. Okay, so it's a serious thing, that you need to be aware of and you need to be able to protect yourself against, so that you don't fall victim to it. Okay. The key thing for us as taxpayers to remember is one simple fact, and that is that the IRS will never contact you either by email or phone to request sensitive information. So that's something that we need to keep in mind, that it's not going to happen. And of course, the IRS is not going to threaten you with immediate arrest. They're not going to demand payment via a prepaid debit card, and they're not going to ask for credit card numbers over the phone. Okay, so just be wary of that. All right. Uh, Sometimes, thieves will use similar tactics to steal credit card numbers. And a lot of times what they'll do is that they'll use robocalls that state that your debit card or credit card has been locked. And so then the automated message then prompts you to enter your credit card number and information to unlock your card. Well, this scam, sometimes referred to as vishing, since they are phishing attempts that occur via telephone voice messaging systems. Uh, what they do is they prompt you to surrender private information that will then be used for fraud. Okay, and so much like all scam calls, they may carry dire threats or even too good to be true opportunities. Okay, uh, basically the main thing to remember is never provide your card number or any other personally identifiable information over the phone unless you are the one who made the call. Okay, now keep in mind, though, that some automated calls are perfectly legal, such as calls from candidates running for office, legitimate charities asking for donations, reminders from businesses with which you have a relationship, such as your bank or healthcare provider. Um, just be wary of sales-related automated calls, especially from companies that you have not given consent to receive. Okay, many of these calls are scam related, so just be wary of that. Okay, and a lot of times what happens too is that many scammers, what they'll try to do is they'll try to heighten the recipient's sense of urgency by either stating that they will lose access to something valuable, like you're going to lose access to your bank account or you're going to lose access to your credit card if you don't respond quickly. Or They might even say that you'll gain a benefit, like a free grant from the government if you provide personal details, to activate, this grant or whatever. Okay, so and what happens is that the caller will ask you for personal or financial information. They'll ask you to wire money to them for any reason, and if you refuse their request, then the caller will begin to make threats against you, such as arrest, lawsuits, etc. Okay, so once you start hearing that, that's a red flag, and that you probably are dealing with a scammer of some sort. Okay, uh, so I'm going to share with you 7 tips that I came across. And just a quick reminder: if you do have an issue, involving your personal information, be sure and contact your provider law firm. Speak to an attorney about it. If you have our identity theft protection service, you can call up them, speak to an investigator about your situation, and if a breach of your identity has taken place, then an investigator with our company will take action and get the ball rolling in your case, okay, as far as that's concerned. All right. If you do get an automated call, uh, you know, voice, or even a text message, or even an email, here's some advice or some tips that you can use, okay, to deal with it. Number one is don't trust caller ID. Okay, scammers often have the capability to mask their call information, which is known as spoofing. Okay, so don't trust a caller ID. All right, just be careful. Make sure that just because your caller ID says that it's your bank, make sure that it actually is somebody from the bank that you're speaking with. Okay, and a lot of times you can figure that out just by asking them questions. Questions that they should be able to answer. So that's one way you can verify that you are speaking to the actual person. And if it's the real person, they might be kind of like, why are you asking me these questions? Then you can explain to them, well, I'm just trying to protect myself against scams, and I just want to make sure that you are who you say you are, before we continue our conversation. All right. Number two, don't share your personally identifiable information. Okay, your birth date, social security number, driver's license number, whatever, bank account number, credit card number, all that stuff. Okay, if you are already doing business with the company uh, that is represented by this person calling you, then all that information, they should already have it, and they should be able to pull it up on their computer, and they should be looking at it. Okay, so they shouldn't be having to ask you to provide that information. Just tell them, hey, I'm a regular customer. I do business with you all the time, and I already gave you that. When I opened my account, you have it, and so I don't need to give it to you again. All right. Number three, don't react too quickly. All right. It's important, to remain calm. Okay. Even if you think that you're about to lose a service, or if you think that a punitive action of some sort is about to be taken, don't react too quickly. Just remain calm and just, figure out, what's going on, and is it legitimate? Okay. Uh, Number four, do not press 1 or wait on the line for a live person. If you get like an automated call. Okay, these scam operations do not acknowledge the do not call list. Okay, and so by you responding, with pressing 1 or by waiting on the phone for a live person, then that's in effect you're giving permission for them to call you, okay, so to speak. And so your response may lead to more scam calls. Okay, so if you get an automated message, that says, hey, this is your bank, press 1 or wait on the phone for a live person. There's a problem with your account. Don't do it. Just hang up. All right. If there is a problem, best thing for you to do is, call up the bank yourself, or go down there personally, whichever, and say, hey, I just got a call, what's going on. And more than likely, they'll probably say, we didn't call you. Number 5, do not call back the number provided. Or if you get an email or a text message, do not click on the website hyperlink that's included. Okay. Instead, independently verify that the message was sent by a legitimate source by visiting the company website. If it's a company, if they don't have a business there in your hometown, go to the company website, look up their customer service number, and call them directly. And say, hey, I just got a message, or I just got an email. Just verifying that this is legit. Did you actually call me? Did you actually email me? Okay, is there an actual problem with my account? Okay, more than likely they'll probably say no. Okay, so that's one thing to remember. All right. Number 6, your service provider may be able to block the incoming telephone number. Okay, but here's something that you need to keep in mind, is that there are limitations to this service, and here's why. Scammers will frequently use multiple numbers, okay? And so there are many telephone scams running at any given time, all right? So just because they block one number doesn't mean that they can't call you, still call you tomorrow on a different number, all right? So, but, that is something you could talk to your service provider about it. All right, number 7, you should report your experience to the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. You can go to their website and they have a form that you can fill out. For scams involving the IRS, if somebody claims to be with the IRS, then you can go to the IRS website and report the incident there. Okay. Overall, the advice that can be given is simple. Okay. If you find yourself in any of these situations, whether it's either through a phone call, text message, or email, simple. Do not release any personally identifiable information. Just hang up, okay? And that way you don't have to deal with a headache later, okay? All right. Hope you got some value out of this. Hope this was helpful. Hope you got some benefit. If you'd like more information about our services, how I'm able to help you, be sure to visit www.gotoraymond.com just for initial information there. Just give me your name and email, and I can send you some more information that's a little more detailed if it's something that you feel you could benefit from. So do that at the end of the video. Again, if you did get some value, you got some benefit, you learned something, hit the like button, leave me a comment, telling me what you liked, what was interesting, something. And then, of course, if you benefited, then more than likely someone will also benefit. So be sure and share the video with everyone you know. All right, pass on the information. All right. And again, if you have an issue, you need to speak to an attorney, and speak to them about getting some advice on your question or issue. Be sure and contact your provider law firm. Speak to an attorney as soon as possible. If you need help contacting your provider law firm, let me know, and I will help you get in contact with them, so that way you can speak to an attorney and get the legal advice that you need for your question or issue as soon as possible. All right. Okay. Again, thank you once again for listening, and until next time, have a blessed day.